What's up, world? This is Alexander Playtime Woods of PlayTimeCares.com giving you a full NXT recap. This one is NXT 343 exclusively on the WWE Network. July 6, 2016, Full Sail University. You had Corey Graves and Tom Phillips as your commentators. They started off the show by showing you why tonight they were going to have a tag team championship match between American Alpha and the Revival in a best 2 out of 3 falls match. And they went right to the action. Your first match was Billie versus Alexa Bliss, and that actually was a pretty decent match. So this match is a 3 out of 5 for me. Alexa Bliss showcased a lot of talent and just skill level like she's done for a couple of weeks in a row, a couple of showings in a row. As a matter of fact, you expected a lot from Billie, but Alexa Bliss was really the star of this show. She put on a really good fight, but in the end, she ended up succumbing to Billie. Did not like the way that the match ended. After all of that, all of that beat down that Alexa was given, then Billie showing a lot of aggression. They ended the match with a Billie to Billie suplex. Thought that was a poor way to end it, but it was still a good match. Billie won that. That match was a 3 out of 5, like I said before. So Billie grabs the microphone after the match and was like, hey, I've got knocked down before. The person that knocked me down the last time was Nia Jax, and she got the wrestle on NXT TakeOver while I was injured, pretty much saying, hey, I want a piece of it. Nia Jax come out and gets in Bailey's face, and Bailey said, hey, I just want one more match with you. Nia Jax smiled, she laughed, and just said, hey, you got it. And she left. Then they did a kind of an expose on TM61, and just showed some of the highlights from them. So I expect to see them pretty soon. And then they cut away to the Revival being interviewed about possibly losing their tag team titles, and they say, look, man, fists and feet, we're gonna get the job done. For your second match, you had Blake and Murphy versus the Hype Bros. Blake and Murphy, they were starting to get dominated by the Hype Bros. So, of course, Blake and Murphy been having issues. Alexa Bliss left them about a month ago. They've been abandoning each other ringside. So, of course, it turned into a bickering session and arguing between the two. They got to the point to where they was pushing each other. They told the Hype Bros to shut up when it was like, hey, man, it's a match between us. They're like, shut up, get out of it. This match ended up being a 3 out of 5, a decent match because of one thing. The gore! Rhino came out of nowhere and gored everybody except Murphy. That made it all worthwhile. So that was cool. So that match ended up being a no contest. But hey, it was a decent match to me, because of the fact that Rhino made his appearance back. So then they did a special look into the relationship between Finn Balor and Shinsuke Nakamura. And then they cut away to American Alpha being interviewed and asking them what are they going to do to get the titles back from the Revival. And they say, hey, last time we followed their game plan. This time we're going to execute our own game plan. So they say, hey, we're going to win this match tonight, So that was that. Then they announced that Samoa Joe would be next. Let me say that the NXT champion Samoa Joe will be back next week. And then they caught up with Rhino in the back, and they said, hey, Rhino, why are you back? What's going on? And Rhino just looked at him, kept walking. You had your final match. You, of course, have American Alpha versus the tag team champions, the Revivals, rematch from NXT TakeOver Dallas. This crowd was pro American Alpha by far. They wrestled for a long time before a first fall even took place. And the Revival played it smart because, Jordan is obviously the stronger of the two between him and Gable. So they concentrated on Jason Jordan's knee like the entire match. So, crowd giving the American Alpha a lot of energy, and they just kept getting built up until finally, American Alpha, Jordan was able to slap on an ankle lock on one of the Revival members. Hey, you got to tap out. You have your first fall. The Revival is down 1-0 in this best out of 3 falls. And they wrestle a little bit more. And the Revival started clicking more as a tag team, which is dangerous because they're already a good tag team, but they clicked as a great tag team. And then they did a reverse figure 4 on Jason, and they were able to get him to tap out. So now it's tied 1-1. They keep fighting, they keep going back and forth, a lot of near falls. On the ring apron, the Revival is able to get the Shatter Machine on Gable, on the apron, on the outside of the ropes, on that apron. Boom. Gable is out. Jason is already injured and knocked out to the outside of the ring. 1, 2, 3. That's a wrap. So, of course, the Revival retains their championship, and they're clinking their belts in the ring. So that was all of NXT 343. Hey, go to PlayTimeCares.com, sign up to get alerts from me. I don't only do wrestling. Come to my YouTube channel, sign up there, subscribe to me, tell all your mama and them to subscribe to me everywhere. Hey, follow me on everything. I'm Playtime Cares on everything. Give me them thumbs up, give me them thumbs down. I love it. Give me the feedback. I'm loving it. Hey, Playtime out.